What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Like the little pause there. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, and likes, and shares. Your support is really just the greatest, Cancer, just always. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Saturn, maybe even Uranus, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based on our ruler here, the good old Moon. I actually saw her over here the other day, Cancer. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void. Of course, there's all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic and dope, Cancer. As is a mix of the two. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Moon Day. It's Monday. Moon rules over Mondays. Hope you're feeling intuitive. Hope you had a fantastic weekend there, Cancer. And also, the moon is in Aquarius, so I hope we got to hang out with some friends with this weekend, Cancer. Because with the moon being in Aquarius, this is a very social sign for the moon. You know, Aquarius is all about groups, friends, and there's groups, friends, and there's another word that I had there, but groups and friends there, Cancer. And so if you've been wanting to meet up with some friends, or maybe you want to join a different group, you know, find oh, who knows, Cancer? This could be maybe you're joining like I've been thinking about looking up for a Scrabble group here for like a minute now, or maybe you're joining like an art group, or maybe doing something with like the community. That could be something too as well, Cancer. And this is a great energy too for thinking about the future. You know, because Aquarius is very future oriented. They're ruled by Uranus along with Saturn, and Uranus is about that future thinking as well. So maybe we're getting some career plans in the mix. Maybe we're thinking about moving. Maybe we're thinking about future relationships, whatever that's feeling like, Cancer. And this is a bit of an interesting placement for the moon as well, because it's a little more kind of emotionally detached than, you know, because when the moon's an air sign, in an air sign, yeah, she's a little more detached, but especially in Aquarius. But that doesn't mean that you're not friendly, Cancer. It's just that you can kind of observe your emotions from a more kind of logical standpoint, where Aquarius may have a little trouble feeling the energies. They do understand them for the most part on a logical sense. I'll give them that much at least. But and then one other thing that Aquarius deals with is like freedom there, Cancer. And you may be feeling a sense of like wanting to find ways that you might not be feeling free, or noticing like maybe how others like maybe kind of being kept down, and how you want to potentially kind of like help them liberate themselves in a sense. So this is really great for like kind of social justice, kind of even like kind of similar to Libra, kind of like activist type of work there. So something to think about there. You know, the Aquarius is about the collective, you know, that collective freedom in a sense. So really cool energy with that, with the moon being there. But also too, we're in a waxing gibbous phase there, Cancer, and this is about really clarifying your directions and intentions. You know, we're getting towards the final stages before we're celebrating during that full moon that's going to be in what is it going to be in Aries. So, and this is about too a great energy for, you know, just kind of being mindful of how this process has been working for you, Cancer, and making any kind of adjustments and refining anything, just really observing and making sure that we have that sense of balance there. And then last couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included some down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very cool group, I think you're enjoying. But let's get into your general energy of the day. All right, Cancer, it looks like we might need to take a moment. We're sitting still here because you got the ninth card of Taurus, which is still card. That we're filtering out some stuff there, Cancer, because this is a card of refinement, taste, culture, style, fine-tune, concentrate, develops over time, purify, filter, draw out, infusion, spirits, alcohol, perfume, reduction, and cultivation. Well, I like this, Cancer. And the energy that's coming through here is the style. And look at you, Cancer, looking so fly. And maybe this is something, Cancer, we've been maybe thinking about our style, possibly. Maybe some of us want to do kind of like maybe a makeover in a sense. Maybe you've been wanting to, maybe change up your clothes or maybe change your hairstyle. Maybe we're even like maybe changing our style even in like our home space possibly. Maybe you want to throw up a little more color. Maybe you want to go a little more modern. Maybe you want to go a little more. I'm seeing these plants back here, Cancer. Maybe get a little jungle vibe going. I'm not sure why a jungle. I had a flashback. As soon as I moved out from my folks' place, my mom turned our place into this like botanical garden. It's a little aggressive. But this could be something where it's just like, and I think this is very appropriate for Aquarius energy as well, because Aquarius is also about that kind of like that individuality, Cancer, being kind of your unique kind of weird self. I have a buddy who's an Aquarius, and he's got this sign that says you're my kind of weird, and I like that, Cancer, and I feel like that this is a great one for you to, because we're in a whole new age now, Cancer. There's so many different styles now and so many ways of like, it's like where Aquarius is about that group sense as well, but they are about that not following the pack in a sense. You can still be your individual self without, I feel like, kind of losing yourself in the how do I want to put this, in like having your style or your sense being bogged down or something along those lines. And I feel like that's a great way to express your sense of freedom as well through, maybe we're doing different colors in our hair, maybe we're doing real kind of flashy jewelry or whatever that's looking like for you, Cancer. And this could even be too maybe even how we express ourselves in like creatively, Cancer. Maybe if you're working like the arts and things, maybe you're changing up your style or trying to find that voice. And here's something too, Cancer, now that I'm talking about that, and no matter what you're doing, because I feel like sometimes we can think that maybe like what would deter us from an idea, let's say for example if you want to be like a YouTuber, there are so many different YouTubers doing so many different things, and it's just like, how can I possibly stand out from the crowd? And it's just the best way, I feel like, is being your authentic self, however that looks. And it's not a sense of weirdness, Cancer, it's a sense of, because otherwise it would just be boring if we all did the same sort of thing. And like my style of tarot readings are different from another tarot reader to another, even like the ones that I have linked in the description box. We all do it a different type of way, and someone's gonna appreciate your style there, Cancer. And this could even be too like even like your jobs and careers and things. It's like maybe you change up your style of how you're doing things. And I feel like when you do that too, allow yourself to shine through, that is where like innovation comes through, because then you're thinking outside of the box, you're going against the grain, and that's how change happens there, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Alright, Cancer, let's see what's going on here. Alright, so you have the Three of Cups, the Two of Stars, the Ace of Cups, and then the Page of Crystals. And in this deck, Cancer, the stars are pentacles and then the crystals are swords here. And I feel like that this energy coming through here, Cancer, there's a need to, with the Three of Cups, to celebrate your style, to be out, to just kind of stand out from the crowd here. I mean, look at this. Even these girls here all got different colors on here. Can you imagine they were all doing the same type of stuff there? Might be a fight that would break out. But, no, I'm kidding. But I feel that there is this energy that, because I'm really kind of getting with like the Page of Stars here, and even like the Three of Cups. It's just like, because the Page of Stars Page of Crystals. Let me get myself together. The Page of Crystals, I feel like, is that those, when we have like those ideas, and I feel like that for some there's a need to kind of share your unique perspective in what you may be doing in life there, Cancer, whether this is in work or in life, or maybe even amongst like our friend groups, or because maybe we've had, for some, maybe we've kind of kept, I'm getting for some, it's like we kind of maybe have kept to ourselves, or like maybe kind of like kept some things kind of bottled up and not fully expressed the way that we really feel, to allow that cup to kind of overflow there, Cancer. And that can be hard when we're kind of fighting against like who we really are. You know, like that's, and I'm even feeling too, Cancer, if your style, I feel like, hasn't been celebrated, because where I get there's like like, even that feels kind of strange to say, even like there's like a time and a place for that type of stuff. I feel like that's even, you know, I get maybe if we're like in like a corporate setting, for example, where sure we want to adhere to like the dress code and things, keep it professional, but that doesn't mean we can't like in your suit, and or in your suit you can't have like a fun little tie, or maybe if like we're having to wear maybe like dresses or something like that, where we can't add a little flair to it, you know, something to kind of mix things up a little bit there, Cancer. You know, like we can still play, we can still be individuals while kind of playing within the, like working within the rules by breaking the rules at the same time there too, Cancer. You know, I feel like there's always that way, there's that balance that is needed, because again I feel that otherwise if we all were to just kind of be just sort of like the same old stuff, there's, it just, it limits the individuality in a sense, and it just like, it keeps, I feel like that keeps new fresh energies and ideas from flowing in a space, you know what I mean, Cancer. And I do feel like for some, you know, maybe there is this even kind of need maybe to kind of like change up your environment in a sense, you know, because sometimes, especially if you haven't been feeling maybe inspired as of late, or just feel like that we've gotten almost comfortable in a sense, but it feels that like, let's say for example like your home space, let's say you got everything in a certain type of way, even just like something as like simple as moving like a plant to a different space, or maybe shifting around just little random things, or maybe even moving a table from one end to the other, maybe flipping your bed a certain way. I remember there was this person that I was staying with for a spell, and when I had came to move in, it was all kind of a little dark in there. And I went to just like, I was just like, okay, this ain't gonna work. We're gonna need some sunlight in here, and just like even just that little bit brighten up the place. And then one day they had came and changed the bed position a little bit, and it does, it just like it revitalizes revitalizes the energies there, Cancer. So just something I feel like to think about there. And yeah, Cancer, I feel that too. One more thing with like the Three of Cups. If there's this energies of where we feel like our style isn't being celebrated, or like, you know, it's like where you feel like that you have to be kind of keeping yourselves down or something along those lines. I don't know, Cancer, I would never tell you to like quit your job or leave your friends or anything like that, but we might want to maybe broaden our group or something along those lines. But let's get a little bit more on this, Cancer. Oh, there's our ruler. I'm with it, Cancer. So you have the Four of Wands, the Ace of Stars, the Judgment card, and then our lovely ruler, the High Priestess here. But let's talk about the Judgment card real quick, Cancer, because I feel like this is something where maybe for some we are going through a certain transformation in a sense. You know, we've been hearing this call to change something. Just a random little sidebar there, Cancer, while we're talking about this. I've actually been thinking about well, we'll see. I'll keep it a surprise right now because I made that. I'm still flirting with the idea, but I do feel like that there's something where if you've noticed that you've had this kind of nagging feeling about something that's needing to change, or that there's this, It feels like that there's this seed that has been kind of planted in your head that's wanting to kind of come to fruition. Since you got your Ace of Cups here, since the pentacles are earth and the cups are water, let's kind of water this idea and see what happens there. Because the moon, she's changing phases all the time. I feel like the moon is I don't know how she keeps up. She's changing different signs, different phases, and I feel like that. And that's even something too there, Cancer. I feel like the moon is kind of a great model for that, in thinking about how frequently she does change. Because we may only see technically one side of her since she's not really rotating in the sky. It's like, I might need to get a little bit more on the High Priestess there, but I feel like there is this sort of like something sort of intuitive that we may have been keeping hidden, or because the High Priestess is a very kind of she likes to she keeps to herself. She's not the type that that doesn't let just anyone kind of see behind the veil. To see who the High Priestess really is. That kind of that dark. We always see the front side of the moon, but never see that dark side of the moon in a sense. And there's something here that I feel like that's wanting to come out and be celebrated there, Cancer. I like that, but let me get a little bit more on the High Priestess. Let's see what she's hiding. Because, she's even looking fly in this, Cancer. Like that nice little dress there. Let's see what else you got there, Cancer. All right. So you have the, So you have the King of Crystals here, and then you have the Ten of Cups, Cancer. And I feel like with this that maybe for some, that there's this energy of, because the Ten of Cups can kind of deal with our family in a sense, happy home, happy family. But I feel like that there was an idea of, because the King of Stars or King of Crystals, he can be a rather strict figure, and I feel like maybe for some, and considering that his youngest girl is here, maybe for some it's just like when we were maybe younger, possibly, or maybe even still to this day, Cancer, like that maybe our family kind of had this, was the one who kind of helped us or established our sense of style. But now there's this new energy coming through, like a different thought of like you wanted to gain this autonomy in a sense. And even this thinking with the Judgment card, this is Pluto energy, and sometimes the Pluto can deal with that power in a sense, like that power struggle, or that authoritative type of energy here. But yeah, I feel like that there's something that's trying to evolve in you, Cancer, that's trying to come out that maybe goes against what the family model even considers as orthodox in a sense. And Aquarius is a very unorthodox sign. They're one that's unconventional. They don't stick to the norms and things. But even looking at this King of Crystals here, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but he's got his nose pierced. He's what are those called? The ones with the loop there, Cancer. That's what he's got going on there. So I feel that even this king here, look at you, King, is trying to get you to search your individuality there, Cancer. So I feel like that there's again, we're in a new type of age here. So embrace that uniqueness there, Cancer. You can, I like this, right? All right, let's get a little advice there from from Uranus and Saturn. All right, last little bit here, Cancer. Oh, I love that. All right, Cancer. So you have the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and then the Hermit here. And let's switch back over. Because I love me some Queen of Wands there. Because she's the type that she don't care what anybody thinks. she's just going to be bold, assertive. She just like, tell me what. And she's, even her dress is on fire there, Cancer. I love that. Got this little tribal paint there. She's doing it. And I feel like it's time for you to do it, Cancer. Because maybe I feel like there's been this energy of maybe we've been trying to just like trying to fit into a mold that doesn't really stick to our style, and however that may be translating their Cancer. And I feel like it's that can be that can really kind of weighing down on your energies after a while and really get kind of burdensome. You know, if we keep doing that stuff and like suppressing that inner voice, that light that's trying to shine in their Cancer, then you know after the the 9 of Wands is the 10 of Wands, and you know where we get into this, you can become like emotionally burned out or even spiritually burned out because we're suppressing this this unique side of us there, Cancer. Because again, if we were all meant to go through the same experience, there would be, you know, we'd just all be kind of robots. So let that inner you shine there, Cancer. You know, maybe this is and this might be something that takes a moment to get used to, maybe even. And this might, because I'm thinking with Virgo, this is her, or excuse me, with the Hermit, this is Virgo energy, and so this might be something where it's like take a moment, you know, kind of get in the routine of that. Maybe start with like some jewelry, possibly, or maybe changing up a different type of shirt there, or something along those lines. I remember when I was, you know, kind of starting to do this channel, and I was like trying to, you know, change up, wanted to do a different shirt every time I did a recording. I was just like, all I had was just somehow I managed to just only end up with just a bunch of black stuff with like maybe colorful prints on it. But now I'm just like, I got a bunch of and this is a little lazy of me, Cancer. I got like the same T-shirt, but I got a whole bunch of different colors. But it's like, hey, at least we got to pop a color in the mix. You know, we're bringing something, changing the energies up there constantly, Cancer. So there's something to think about. But I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. I like that. So if you like that, Cancer, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, because I feel like that's a great thing. You know, especially if we notice someone who's been kind of suppressing themselves, not really living to their real truth, and however that may be translating, Cancer. And then subscribe there, High Priestess, and hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit here, Cancer. What better way to know, especially, you know, like your personal placements, like your Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, even your Mars placements can be pretty unique there, Cancer. But I feel like, you know, look up your chart, Cancer. Look up all those placements, and then I'm on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Look at you. 10 of stars there, Cancer. And I feel like this is too, even like our sense of like what a legacy looks like to us and what we consider. I almost feel like with this, it's just like, what unique perspective do you want to leave behind? You know, because we all have something different that we bring to the table. It might be, you know, we all may want to have this sense of like a happy home, happy family, and all that stuff, but that translates differently for everyone there. And I feel like that the 10 of stars is asking you like that kind of broader sense. It's like, what does this look like to you, Cancer? You know, not just like, for example, like the typical sort of like American dream, like the wife, 2.5 kids, dog, 2-car garage, all that. You know, maybe you want to stay single, you know, and maybe have. I remember working with someone, and she'd been with her guy for like a little over a decade. They got kids together. They couldn't be happier. And so, again, by traditional standard, that's a very unorthodox type of family. But, you know, we're in an unorthodox time. We're about to enter Pluto. It's going to be entering Aquarius next year. And things are about to go topsy-turvy there, Cancer. And I think it's going to be a fantastic time. But let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Thank you. Oh, I like that, Cancer. So you have the Horsetail card, which is the 35th card, and this is a card of patience. And this is ruled by Saturn, little Saturn there, and by Venus. And that's interesting, because I feel that, you know, Saturn can be like a planet of restrictions and discipline and structure. And Venus is all about art and aesthetics and beauty. And I feel that there's it's interesting because I almost feel that this energy is like one of it feels like we've been patient maybe a little too long, Cancer. I feel like to express yourself. I feel that we've been like in this hermit energy a while, and it's just like I feel like we've been patient, like wondering when is going to be my time to shine, or my time to kind of come through and let my uniqueness sort of come through. And excuse me, I feel like, no time like the present here, Cancer. We could sit there and think about the future, and when maybe someone else is going to start a movement, you could start a movement there, Cancer, and be the next trendsetter for whatever that's looking like in work, in your fashion, and in whatever, in art, in mechanics, whatever, the math, like I don't know, do it, Cancer. Show them how it's done. But I feel like that, it's this horse has been sitting a long time, and it's time to run free, Cancer, and just allow yourself to just kind of, yeah, just be wild, be free. So I like that, Cancer. I feel it's a great way to start off a Monday. Moon, our ruler's just I was gonna say she's over the moon. She is the moon, Cancer. So I'm gonna leave that there. But you stay safe out there, Cancer. Because I will say, there's going to be, of course, when it comes with, expressing uniqueness and whatnot, there's always going to be some sort of opposition there, Cancer, and, just stay safe out there. But you know what? Let your freak flag fly. And you keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer, because she's keeping eyes on you. She's waiting for you to show you her style. The moon's in Aquarius. She's feeling eccentric. So why not match the energies there? And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.